In 1973, NASA learned the hard way that you cannot treat human beings like programmable machines. It happened miles above the Earth, and it resulted in the first and only organized labor strike in the history of outer space. Welcome back to Galaxy Hoppers. In this episode, we are looking at the psychological breaking point of Skylab 4, the extreme micromanagement of mission control, and the incredible day the astronauts turned off their radios. Skylab was America's very first space station, and the final crew was meant to be a crowning scientific achievement. 3 rookie astronauts were sent up for a grueling, unprecedented 84-day mission in orbit. But the NASA executives made a fatal psychological mistake. Mission control overscheduled absolutely every single minute of the astronauts' lives. The crew was expected to perform complex, highly sensitive scientific experiments. The physical toll of space adaptation hit the rookies hard. They were incredibly nauseous and suffering from intense space sickness. To avoid being grounded or yelled at by NASA doctors, they tried to hide their vomiting. They also had to manage essential station upkeep, fix broken equipment, and exercise for hours, all with zero actual downtime. Every time the struggling crew fell slightly behind their completely impossible daily schedule, Houston pushed harder. Mission Control immediately reprimanded them over the radio. Houston would simply pile on even more tasks to catch up, completely ignoring the crew's complaints about deep physical exhaustion and severe mental fatigue. The 3 astronauts were floating in a cramped tin can miles above the Earth. They were completely isolated, severely sleep-deprived, and pushed to their absolute limits. They began to deeply resent the controlling voices in their headsets. The relentless micromanagement from the ground finally pushed them completely to their breaking point. The crew of Skylab 4 decided they had enough. In a completely unprecedented move, they intentionally staged an orbital mutiny. The men turned off their communication radios, completely severing their vital connection with mission control. For an entire day, there was absolute, terrifying radio silence from orbit. The 3 astronauts simply refused to work. They spent the day doing whatever they wanted. They looked out the window at the Earth, took leisurely showers, and finally caught up on sleep. Down in Houston, the sudden silence was absolutely deafening. Mission Control panicked. Engineers frantically checked the communication arrays, fearing a catastrophic equipment failure. But they soon realized the horrific truth. They were deliberately being ignored by their own crew. NASA executives suddenly realized they had absolutely no physical control over 3 highly trained men orbiting the planet. When the crew finally turned their radios back on, the power dynamic had completely shifted. NASA was forced to negotiate on the astronauts' terms. They had to completely restructure the daily schedules to include mandatory days off. The peaceful strike fundamentally changed the future of human space exploration. It forced NASA to recognize that astronauts are not robots. They are fragile humans who require rest, privacy, and respect, forever altering the incredibly strict psychological rules of how we manage long-term human spaceflight. If you enjoyed this deep dive into classified space history, please follow and subscribe. Share this with a friend so we can keep uncovering these forgotten cosmic stories. And until next time, stay curious.